Welcome to the Angel Mystic Podcast. I am super excited you are listening because this is where spiritually open minds can come together to explore the wonders of angels, spiritual connections, and the art of manifesting. Hosted by me, Amanda Took, the Angel Mystic, your spiritual midwife to help you on your journey to a fulfilling and happy life. You may have seen me on ITV, Channel 4, or even in Fate and Fortune magazine. In each episode, we will delve into the mystical world of angels, offering you insights, guidance, practical tools to deepen your connection with the upstairs so that you can find inner peace, happiness, joy, and create the life that you want. Tune in for weekly, fun conversations, transformational insights that will elevate your spiritual journey and awaken your inner mystic. Please hit subscribe now as we embark on a transformational adventure with the Angel Mystic Podcast. Welcome back to the Angel Mystic Podcast. This podcast is called The Secret to Finding Happiness. And it really has come about because I felt like I didn't maybe discuss some things in the last podcast. There was something else sort of bubbling up within me that I wanted to talk about because we talked very much about self-care. And I think self-care is essential in finding happiness. But I wanted to look at happiness from a different perspective in this podcast. So let's start by thinking about what is happiness, because happiness is different for every single person. And often when I'm working with people and I'll ask them what they want to manifest, and they'll say, "Oh, I just want to be happy." And I'll go, "Oh, okay. But what is that for you?" Because happiness is different for every single one of us and can change throughout our life. What made me happy when I was a child, a teenager, a young mother is totally different as a grandmother today. So what is happiness for you? And if you're just saying to the universe, "I want to be happy," are you really going to get what you need? Because it's way too vague. It's really too vague. And if you're just saying, "I want to be happy," and if you think of the universe like an Amazon store and you order happiness and it sends you a load of felt tip pens and some paper, but actually what you were wanting was a new book or a bottle of nail varnish or something else, it just doesn't know what you want. You have to be more specific. And I think part of that is looking at what success is. And that is another thing that is so vague and so different for all of us. And when we say, "I want to be successful," what does that look like for you? Because success for me is really about freedom. Success is about having the life that I want, which is choices. I love the business that I have created because it gives me a lot of freedom. Working for myself, bringing up my children gave me the freedom to always be around for them. I love that I've still got that now, that I can help out with my granddaughters, that I can help my mum out, that I can be free and not tied to a 9-to-5 job. That is success. So I would encourage you all to journal upon what happiness is for you and what success is for you. Because happiness is something that we all seek, yet often it feels elusive. And we might be looking for external achievements, and perhaps we need to be looking within. Happiness can be your relationships, your material possessions. Absolutely. But I think true happiness doesn't lie in the external things. I think true happiness lies within. It's how you think and how you feel about everything that you have. And it definitely begins with doing some good self-care, some good daily practice. Because when we prioritize our self-care, whatever that is for us, and if you've not listened to the previous episode last week, go and have a listen. We create this foundation for lasting happiness, for inner peace, for fulfillment. And inner peace is the ultimate manifestation in my book. Inner peace is something I can tap into anywhere. It's just about going within. That's where inner peace is. And fulfillment. What is life if we are not fulfilled? We are empty. It's a void. So understanding self-care is essential for your happiness. It's the foundation of your happiness. It's that act of nurturing yourself, meeting your own needs, treating yourself with kindness, compassion. But it isn't always easy to do, is it? It's something that we are not taught to do. So it's about taking some time to do things that make you feel so damn good, both physically and emotionally. And it is not selfish. It's essential because it empowers you to live that life that you came here to live that's authentic and joyful. Happiness is often thought about as a destination, that I'll be happy when I've changed my job, got the relationship, lost some weight, whatever it might be. But you know what? The only thing that is guaranteed is now. Right now, that's all that's guaranteed. The next moment, tomorrow, the next week is not guaranteed. But now is all we've got. And now is that moment that we are creating from. And it's crafting our future. The past is behind us. That doesn't matter. That's got us to where we are right now. But your power is in now. And if you can look for happiness in the now, you're going to be a happier person. If you can find joy in everything you have right now, you're going to be happy. For me, happiness is not big, long, extended periods. It's little pockets. It's that little thing that makes me giggle. It's that hug from people that we care about. It's sitting in that place of gratitude for all that we have right now. It's an incredible feeling when you feel empowered that you can tap into that wherever you are and not thinking, I'm going to be happy when X, Y, Z has happened in my life. It's about being happy now, finding joy now. It's little bits of pleasure that come into your life and being able to acknowledge that. And when those things come into our life that are not pleasurable, that are more problematic, more worrying, more concerning, it's about still being able to find joy in those moments too, because that's empowerment. It's about understanding when something is difficult that comes along in life, there's a lesson and learning attached to it. I think true happiness is a real state of being, a state of contentment that really arises when you live in alignment with your true values, your needs, your desires, and you use that bridge of self-care that connects you into the now. And this helps you create a really healthy relationship with yourself where happiness becomes your natural default setting. How many people can say they are naturally happy? Great if you can. And if you can't, it shows you've got a bit of work to do. I think self-care really matters for happiness because I think it helps us reduce stress and anxiety. And I am very familiar with both of those emotions. You know, menopause gifted me anxiety. And I definitely used to be more stressed before I started my spiritual journey. So those two things are barriers to the happiness that you want. And when you neglect yourself and neglect self-care, stress builds up, doesn't it? And you get burnt out, emotionally exhausted. But when you start to prioritize you and prioritize your self-care, you start to reduce your stress. You can calm that busy mind. You can create that sense of balance. So doing things like meditation, breath work, just being in nature, taking those little breaks that you need to take, doing relaxation things is all going to make you a happy bunny. And I think self-care as well really boosts your self-esteem and your confidence because it's sending yourself a really powerful message that you are worthy. And so many people are blocked with their manifesting because they don't feel worthy and deserving of what it is that they want. But if you are prioritizing yourself in terms of self-care and you're giving yourself the love, the care and the attention, that you're not looking from it from an external source, from somebody else, you're giving it to yourself. You're giving yourself a really powerful message. You're affirming to yourself that you are worthy. Hell yes, you are worthy. And you're building up a positive self-image. And this has to boost your confidence and make you feel better about who you are. Because the more that you value yourself, the more other people are going to value you just as you are. The more you accept yourself, the more others are going to accept you. And the happier you become. Because you are giving it to you, not because other people are accepting and loving on you, because you are giving it to you. What you get from anyone else is a Brucey bonus. Now, we all know that we are encouraged to do self-care for our physical well-being. I don't feel I'm a very good advocate for that, but looking after your physical well-being is really important for your happiness too. And then you've got to think about your emotional resilience. So when life gives you a curveball, because it does, it's about navigating that with ease, with grace. And I think when you can do self-care, that gets easier because it helps you cope with your own emotions better. You know yourself at a deeper level and you just bounce back from those setbacks so much easier. It's like you're building a strong foundation that supports you through those lives of ups and those downs that it brings. And one of my favorite things has to be gratitude, because when you start to appreciate those little moments of joy that you have already in your life, all those incredible things that you have in your life, even if they're not perfect. So the home that you have now, even though you're wanting to move house, the car that you have now, even though you would prefer something else, whatever you've got right now, it's about valuing it, appreciating it, and being grateful for it. And sometimes just allowing yourself to sit there with a cup of tea, guilt-free, reading a book, spending time in nature. This is all self-care that helps you work with finding joy and gratitude in the moment of those simple things. All we have is now. Be grateful for what you've got right now. Gratitude is a huge game changer and will really help you feel more happy. I think what I want to add here as well is that where you spend your time can really make a difference. You know, the news is no good for you. There's no good news on the news. Newspapers, magazines, who you socialize with, time on social media. This can all affect your happiness. And sometimes we need to put some boundaries in there to stop ourselves being consumed by things that are negative. Maybe you need to let some relationships go, some friendships drift. It's not about falling out with anyone. It's just about being choosy how you spend your time. I haven't watched the news in I don't know how many years. No idea. It's a long time. And I feel happier for it because you're not being drained by things that you don't even need to think about. If you want a happier life, sometimes we have to put boundaries in place. And my daily practice, daily routines that keep me feeling positive really help. You know, starting the day with a bit of gratitude, starting the day with an intention, a few moments to tune into what I want and ask the universe to support me with that. And whenever I'm in my head and overthinking, I need to get into my body. So that could be dancing, walking, swimming, some sort of exercise. Orgasms are fantastic. Do you allow yourself to have them enough? Because that gets you into your body. And it's a huge manifesting hack. We may have to do a podcast on that one. Being more mindful, that takes you into the present moment where you become aware of your thoughts and your emotions, but you're not judgmental about them. Meditation helps you doing that. Breath work helps you doing that. Or just sitting there and actually looking around you and seeing what you have in your life right now. This can all help reduce the stress and create those happy feelings, that contentment and connection. Connection is just so important. Connection to yourself, connection to your desires and all the things that you want to manifest, connection to the upstairs, which is the name I give for our angels and our guides. But maybe it's connection to loved ones too, so that you can feel connected. Let me ask you a question now. When was the last time you unplugged? When you switched off your devices and gave yourself some downtime? Because we all know that we can scroll for hours, and we don't just lose time, we lose ourselves in that. One of the things I'm really enjoying at the moment is painting and drumming, because in those moments of having to concentrate on the painting and on the drumming, I can't think of anything else. And it just opens up my mind. But being in nature is a good place to unplug. Just in the 56 years that I've been on this planet, how things have changed, how things like when I was younger, if somebody said to me that when you get older, you're going to be carrying around a little computer in your pocket, you're going to be able to connect to everyone on it, I never would have believed them. Yet now we feel like we can't live life if we haven't got it attached to us. If we lose it, we feel like our left arm's been cut off. It's just madness, isn't it? How life has changed. But if you could unplug from technology and social media and use that time to do things that bring you joy and relaxation, how much better, how much happier are you going to feel? And what about a little bit of a pamper? Some things that are going to make you feel good. Maybe it's a warm bath, a massage, a face mask, listening to your favourite music, cooking yourself a delicious meal. Anything that enhances your happiness and well-being is something we should do. And do you know what? I think all of this makes us a nicer person to be around, because we have more to give to other people when we are feeling happy, content and fulfilled. We have more positivity, more compassion, more joy. We uplift others. We create a ripple effect of happiness. And it's so much better than giving from a place of where you feel depleted. So I challenge you today to find those little pockets of happiness throughout the day, because it is not a destination. It is definitely a journey. I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. Do let me know any feedback, any comments, anything you want me to talk about. I would love to hear from you. Head on over into Abundance Manifesting, my free community group, and let me know in there. Until next time, bye for now. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If so, please hit follow and share my message by sharing with your friends. It would be amazing if you can leave a review. All this will help, and it activates the universal law of the more you give, the more you receive. So it's a win-win. You can find more good stuff between episodes over on social media. Just search The Angel Mystic on Facebook, Instagram or TikTok, or check out the links in the show notes. I'd love for you to connect more over in my free group in Abundance Manifesting, all on Facebook. I hope to see you there.